In Vietnam, there's an old folk belief called Trung Tang. It often brings worry to families during funerals. But what does it really mean? In this video, Viet Mystic explores the idea of Trung Tang, its origins, common signs, and traditional ways people try to bring peace and balance to their families. According to Vietnamese folk belief, Trung Tang is when one person's death is followed by the passing of another family member or relative within a short period of time, often within 49 days, 100 days, or even a few years. The word Trung means repeated, and Tang means funeral. So, Trung Tang describes a series of losses happening one after another, which many believe brings bad luck and sorrow to the family. Is Trung Tang real? In Vietnamese culture, the idea of Trung Tang is a long-standing folk belief that carries a deep sense of mystery. From a traditional point of view, many people believe Trung Tang does exist. Over generations, signs and causes of Trung Tang have been passed down through word of mouth, often linked to fate or supernatural forces. Because of this, special rituals and practices were created to help protect families and bring peace during times of loss. Science, however, takes a different view. With its focus on evidence and logic, modern science has found no proof that Trung Tang is a supernatural event. Instead, repeated deaths in a family can often be explained by other factors, such as shared genetics, similar living environments, emotional stress after a loss, or even coincidence. Even in Buddhism, which greatly shapes Vietnamese spirituality, there is no direct teaching about Trung Tang caused by spirits or demons. Instead, Buddhism explains these events through the law of cause and effect, or karma, that everything happens as a result of past actions. When several family members pass away close together, it may be seen as a form of collective karma, rather than the work of a mysterious force. That being said, the belief in Trung Tang remains deeply rooted in Vietnamese culture. Many people still pay attention to its signs as a way to understand and prepare for it. Here's what to look for. It can occur when, after one person passes away, another family member dies soon after, sometimes within 3 days or 49 days. This is seen as a distinct sign of Trung Tang, especially if the second death happens during the funeral or while the family is still preparing for it. People often notice this when the deaths are closely related by blood, like between a grandparent and grandchild, parent and child, or siblings. Because of these close connections, many believe the spirit of the first person may take another loved one away, or that the family hasn't yet broken the flow of negative spiritual energy. One traditional explanation points to the time of death. In old beliefs, certain hours of the day, connected to the zodiac animals like tiger, monkey, snake, and pig, are considered unlucky hours. It's thought that people who die during these times may be more vulnerable to dark forces, which could bring more loss to the family. In the same way, the day, month, and year of death are also studied through astrology and feng shui. If the time of death clashes with the zodiac animal of the living, or falls on days seen as unlucky or dangerous, the risk of Trung Tang is believed to increase. Some people also see signs of Trung Tang through worship rituals. For example, if strange things happen during offerings, like coincidences, accidents, or unexpected events, these are thought to be spiritual warnings. Many families believe that performing rituals incorrectly or without sincerity might also invite misfortune. Because of this, they take great care to complete each ceremony properly, with full respect and devotion. In folk tales, there's even a mythical creature called the Trung. It is said to be a fearsome bird-like spirit that pecks at the coffin of the dead, forcing the soul to reveal the names of their living relatives, so it can take them next. For generations, this story has been told as one of the causes behind the phenomenon of Trung Tang. When families face the fear of Trung Tang, Vietnamese folk traditions offer many ways to ease that worry, methods that have been handed down over generations. One of the most common practices is the substitute effigy ritual. In this ceremony, a small figure, often made of paper or straw, is created to represent the affected person. Through magical actions, bad luck is believed to be transferred from the person to the effigy. The effigy is then burned or buried far from home, symbolizing the sending away of misfortune. Another traditional method involves using protective objects to ward off negative energy. For example, mulberry branches may be placed in the coffin, or lime powder sprinkled around the grave to keep away evil spirits. Some families also use charms or amulets given by shamans, which are believed to protect the living from harmful spiritual influences. If the time or date of the burial is considered unlucky, it may be adjusted to a more favorable one to restore balance. Families may also invite shamans or monks to perform rituals that pray for peace and help guide the spirit of the deceased toward rest. In some areas, families bring offerings or ask temples to hold prayer ceremonies for the departed soul, as a way to calm spiritual disturbances and prevent further loss. Another remedy is adjusting the direction of the grave if misfortunes continue to occur, in hopes of improving the family's feng shui and reducing negative energy. From a Buddhist perspective, doing good deeds, helping others, and accumulating virtue are seen as ways to improve karma and bring peace to both the living and the deceased. Some families also collect holy ashes from temples and sprinkle them around the grave or bring them home for protection, as a final act to restore harmony and ward off bad luck. If you have any questions, please comment below and don't forget to subscribe.